Captain Alex Wren stood in the Grand Hall of the United Galactic Alliance's capital, feeling out of place. The building was enormous, with shining floors that reflected the many stars outside. Around him were creatures from dozens of different planets, some tall and thin, others short and covered with fur, and some with colors Alex had never seen before. The air was thick with the hum of quiet conversations, polite laughter, and the soft clinking of glasses. Alex was a soldier, a human, captain, who had fought in many battles for Earth and the Alliance. But tonight was different. Tonight he was here not as a warrior, but as a guest, invited to a special event where diplomats and leaders of many worlds gathered. He looked around, feeling both proud and nervous. He had heard stories about the alien queen of the Thalrin. Her people were mysterious, rarely seen outside their home world, and known for their long lives and strange customs. The queen herself was said to be beautiful in a way humans could hardly understand. Tall, with smooth blue skin that shimmered like the night sky, and eyes that glowed softly like stars. Alex wasn't expecting to meet her tonight. Suddenly, the crowd shifted as a hush fell over the hall. Alex turned to see the doors open, and there she was, the alien queen herself. She walked slowly into the room, her presence quiet but commanding. The crowd parted to let her pass, and all eyes followed her graceful movements. Alex's heart beat faster. The queen's gaze swept over the crowd, and then, to his surprise, she stopped right in front of him. "Captain Alex Wren," she said, her voice soft but clear, like music. "I have heard much about you." Alex blinked. "Your Majesty, it's an honor." She smiled slightly, and Alex felt a strange warmth, like the sun on a cool morning. Then, bending closer, she whispered just loud enough for him to hear, "Would you marry someone like me, human?" The question hung in the air, strange and sudden. Alex's mind raced. Was this a joke? A test? Something else? He looked into her glowing eyes, searching for a sign, but the queen's face was calm, almost curious. I don't know what to say," Alex admitted honestly. She straightened and smiled again, a little softer this time. "Come with me. There is much to discuss." Before Alex could refuse, he found himself following her through the hall, past whispering onlookers and flashing lights from cameras. They reached a quiet side room, where the queen gestured for him to sit. "I have chosen you for a reason." "Captain," she said, "my people have a tradition, one that binds not just individuals but entire worlds. It is called the Pact of Union." Alex frowned. "Pact of Union?" The queen nodded. "It is an ancient custom. Marriage for us is more than love or partnership. It is a bond of trust and growth between species. It shapes the future of our people." Alex listened carefully. The idea was strange, but fascinating. "You are human," she continued. "Your people have faced great dangers and survived. Your spirit is strong and unique. I want to know if you could be part of this pact. Would you marry someone like me?" Alex swallowed hard. "What would that mean for me? For Earth?" "It means a promise," she said. "A promise of friendship, of peace, and of shared destiny. Together we can face the challenges of the galaxy." Alex looked down at his hands. So many questions raced through his mind. Was he ready to take on such responsibility? Could he trust this alien queen? And what did it truly mean to marry someone so different? But inside him, a small voice whispered something else, a spark of hope, a chance for something greater than war and fear. He looked up and met her eyes again. "Tell me more," he said. The queen's smile grew wider, and for the first time, Alex felt the weight of a future he never imagined. After their first meeting in the quiet room, Captain Alex Wren could not forget the alien queen's question. Would you marry someone like me, human? The words echoed in his mind as he left the grand hall that night. But the queen had not just asked a question. She had invited him to come aboard her ship, the Thalrin Sovereign, to learn about her people and the ancient Pact of Union. Days later, Alex stood at the massive docking bay, staring up at the alien starship. The Thalrin Sovereign was unlike any ship he had seen. Elegant curves, glowing blue lines running along its surface, and a soft hum that seemed alive. The Thalrin had opened their doors to him, and Alex knew this was a chance not only for himself, but for all humanity. He stepped inside the ship and was immediately struck by the calm beauty of the interior. The walls were smooth and shimmered softly like the skin of the queen herself. Light floated in the air, but there were no visible lamps. The corridors seemed to breathe with quiet energy. The queen awaited him in a large chamber that looked like a garden under a sky of stars. Strange plants with glowing leaves surrounded them, and soft music played, something Alex could not identify, but it made him feel peaceful. "Welcome, Captain," the queen said, her voice gentle. "I hope your journey was comfortable." "It was unlike anything I expected," Alex said, still awed by the ship's design. The queen smiled and stepped closer. "Come, I will show you something important." She led Alex to a circle of glowing symbols on the floor. The queen touched the center, and images appeared in the air above them. Memories, stories, and history. "This is the story of my people," she said. "The Thalrin were once many. We lived in peace with other worlds, sharing knowledge and strength. But long ago, a terrible war nearly destroyed us. Only a few survived. Since then, we have sought to protect our race and to build strong alliances." Alex watched the images, battles, fallen cities, and then slow rebuilding. "So, the Pact of Union is your way to avoid another war?" The queen nodded. "Yes, the pact is more than marriage. It is a promise between two beings to help each other grow. It is a way to join two species in friendship and trust. When two leaders from different worlds unite, their people listen. Peace becomes easier." Alex thought about Earth and the many fights humanity had faced, wars, conflicts, fear of the unknown. But why me? Why a human? The queen's eyes shone with something like admiration. Humans are strong, but also flexible. You can change and adapt quickly. Your emotions run deep, and your courage is unmatched. These qualities are rare, even among the stars. Alex felt a mixture of pride and doubt. "I'm just one man. How can I carry the future of two species?" "You are not alone," the queen said. "I will be with you, and your people will have a voice in the galaxy." After the story, the queen invited Alex to meet others aboard the ship, members of the Thalrin Council, scientists, and diplomats. Alex noticed their calm wisdom and respect for each other. They were different from many humans he had met. Their long lives had taught patience, but not all was peaceful. One council member, a stern-looking Thalrin named Sel-Ra, approached Alex quietly. "Captain, this union is controversial. Some among us fear that humanity's quick temper will bring chaos." Alex looked at her calmly. "I understand your concerns, but humans have also built great things from chaos. We learn fast, and we fight for what is right." Sel-Ra studied him for a moment. "We will be watching you." Days passed, and the queen put Alex through many tests. They were not physical battles, but challenges of character. One day, the queen presented Alex with a puzzle, a simulation, of a crisis on a Thalrin colony. An asteroid was headed toward a city, and the inhabitants had limited time to evacuate. Alex had to choose the best course of action, balancing the needs of the many with the safety of a few key scientists. Alex felt the weight of the decision. If he saved the scientists, the colony's future technology might survive. If he focused on evacuation, more lives might be saved, but progress delayed. He chose to organize a quick evacuation first and then send rescue teams for the scientists. The simulation ended with success, but also a reminder that not every choice was perfect. You see, the Queen said, being human means facing difficult choices with a heart open to consequences. Alex also had to demonstrate trust and honesty. He was asked to share a personal story from his past. At first, he hesitated. Humans often kept their weaknesses hidden, especially soldiers, but the Queen's gaze was patient and kind. Alex spoke of a battle where he lost many friends and felt responsible. I thought I was strong, but I learned that strength is not just about fighting. It is about accepting pain and continuing. The Queen smiled warmly. This is the strength of humanity. Your heart is open, even when it hurts. The days turned into weeks. Alex and the Queen spent hours talking about their worlds, their hopes and fears. He learned about Thalrin history, their art, and their dreams for the future. She learned about Earth's struggles, its beauty, and its people's potential. But not everyone was happy about their growing closeness. One evening, Alex overheard a conversation between two humans in the ship's common area. They spoke in low voices about the risks of this union. If the Thalrin get too much power, humans might lose control in the alliance, one said. True, the other replied. We need to watch Captain Wren. He might be used. Alex felt a cold weight in his chest. Even among his own kind, doubt and fear existed. He knew the road ahead would not be easy, but he also felt something new. Hope. The Queen found him later that night in the garden chamber. Do you regret coming here, Captain? No, Alex said firmly. I want to understand. I want to prove that humans can be more than what others expect. She nodded. Good. There are many challenges ahead, but together we may change the galaxy. As Alex looked at her glowing eyes, he knew the question was no longer would he marry the alien queen, but what kind of future would they build together? Captain Alex Wren was no stranger to challenges, but nothing in his past had prepared him for the mysteries hidden beneath the shining surface of the Thalrin sovereign. Days passed since his arrival on the ship, and every moment brought new lessons. Yet Alex felt there was more to the alien queen than she shared openly. One quiet evening, the Queen invited Alex to join her on a walk through the upper decks, an area few outsiders had seen. The stars stretched across the sky like scattered diamonds, and the vastness of space felt closer here, filling the silence with wonder. Captain, the Queen began softly, there is something you must know, something my people do not often speak of. Alex looked at her, sensing the weight in her words. What is it? She took a deep breath. The Thalrin were once many, but a great calamity reduced us to few. That war, it was caused by fear, distrust, and the misuse of power. Our history is a warning to all. Alex nodded, understanding all too well the cost of war. What happened? The Queen's eyes grew distant as she told the tale. We were betrayed from within. A faction sought to control the galaxy by force, using advanced weapons that tore through planets. The war lasted centuries, and we lost much: homes, families, and our future. Alex felt a chill. And now you seek to rebuild with the Pact of Union? Yes. The Pact is our hope for survival, but also for peace, she said. Humans, with their courage and spirit, are different. Your people have the strength to change the course of history. As they walked, the Queen showed Alex a chamber filled with ancient artifacts, symbols of the Thalrin's past glories and their pain. Among them was a crystal that pulsed with soft light. This is the heart of Thalrin, she explained. It holds the memories of our ancestors and the promise of our future. It is a symbol of trust, only given to those who are worthy. Alex reached out, and the crystal's light spread warmth through his fingers. He felt connected, as if the weight of centuries rested lightly on his shoulders. But the moment was interrupted by a sudden alert from the ship's control center. The calm atmosphere shattered as alarms blared and red lights flashed. The Queen grabbed Alex's arm. "Something is wrong. Come." They hurried to the command bridge, where crew members moved quickly, checking screens and speaking urgently. Scout ship reported a vessel approaching fast, a warship from a faction hostile to the Pact. Alex's heart pounded. This was the first real test of their alliance. The Queen turned to him. "We cannot let them threaten our union. Will you stand with me, Captain?" Alex straightened. "Always." The warship's captain sent a message. "This is Commander Varn of the Krell Dominion. Your union is a threat to our power. Leave this system or face destruction." The Krell Dominion was known for its ruthless tactics and desire to control all trade routes. Their warning was serious. The Queen faced her, council debating the response. Some urged caution, fearing open conflict. Others, like Selra, demanded strength. Alex watched closely. He knew humans would not back down from a fight, but he also knew peace was the goal. He suggested a bold plan. "We should show them our strength, not with weapons, but with unity. Let's send a message of peace backed by our combined power." The Queen agreed, and together they prepared a broadcast. Alex spoke for humanity, and the Queen for the Thalrin. Their voices joined across the galaxy. "We seek peace, but we will defend our future," Alex declared. "Together, we are stronger than fear and hate." The broadcast reached thousands of worlds, stirring hope and warning enemies. Commander Varn watched the message, his face unreadable. Then, unexpectedly, he ordered his ship to slow down. The immediate danger passed, but the threat remained. In the days that followed, Alex and the Queen grew closer. They shared quiet moments amid the stars, their conversations deepening beyond politics and history. One night, Alex asked, "Do you ever fear what this union might cost you?" The Queen looked at him, eyes shining. "Every day. But I also believe in what we can build. Fear will not control me." Alex admired her courage. Humans fight their fears too, in different ways. Sometimes we win, sometimes we learn. Their bond became a symbol, not just for the Thalrin or humans, but for all who dreamed of peace in a galaxy full of danger. But shadows lurked beneath the surface. Selra confronted Alex again. "Not all of us trust this human alliance. Some see it as weakness." Alex met her gaze steadily. "Maybe, but sometimes strength is in trust, not in weapons." She paused, then said quietly, "Be careful, Captain. There are forces that will try to tear this apart." Alex understood. The road ahead was full of challenges, not just from enemies outside, but from those who feared change. As the ship sailed among the stars, Alex looked out at the infinite, blackness, and felt a new purpose. He was no longer just a soldier. He was part of something greater, a chance to build a future where different worlds could stand together. And with the alien Queen by his side, he was ready to face whatever came. Next, the tension in the United Galactic Alliance was thick like a heavy fog. Across countless star systems, whispers of the impending decision about the alien Queen and Captain Alex Wren's union stirred both hope and fear. Some saw their bond as the dawn of a new era, a symbol of peace and unity. Others feared it could shift the balance of power, threatening their control and way of life. In the weeks before the Galactic Council meeting, Alex found himself at the heart of a storm he had never expected to face. The Thalrin Sovereign returned to the Alliance capital, its great hull gleaming under the twin suns. As the ship docked, Thousands gathered to witness the arrival of the Queen and her human partner. Cameras from countless worlds recorded the moment, spreading images across the galaxy. Alex felt the weight of countless eyes upon him. He was no longer just a soldier. He was a symbol of hope, trust, and risk. Inside the massive council chamber, representatives from dozens of species sat in rows, their faces a mix of curiosity, suspicion, and determination. The council was the highest authority in the galaxy, and their decision would decide the future of the Pact of Union. The alien queen took her place at the center, regal and calm. Beside her stood Alex, dressed in his formal uniform, his heart steady but his mind racing. The council speaker called the meeting to order. We gather to decide whether the Pact of Union between the Thalrin and humanity shall be recognized as a binding alliance of our worlds. Voices rose from the crowd, some speaking in favor, others against. The debate was fierce. One representative, a sharp-eyed diplomat from the planet Vraxos, stood up. This union threatens the stability of the alliance. Humans are unpredictable and rash. Their history is filled with violence. We cannot risk such an alliance. Another voice, from the peaceful world of Selene, countered, Humans have faced great trials and learned from them. Their courage and willingness to change can bring balance to our fractured galaxy. Alex listened carefully. He knew the council was divided, but he also knew what he had to do. When his turn came, Alex stepped forward. His voice was steady and clear. Honored members of the Galactic Council, I stand before you not just as a captain of Earth, but as a representative of human spirit. Yes, our history includes battles and mistakes, but it also includes hope, resilience, and the power to change. He paused, looking at the faces around him. We have fought wars that nearly destroyed us, but we learned the value of peace. We have built great cities from ashes and healed old wounds. We are not perfect, but our imperfections have made us stronger. Alex took a deep breath. The Pact of Union with the Thalrin is not just a treaty. It is a promise between two very different species to learn from each other and face the future together. Murmurs spread through the chamber, some nodding, others frowning. The alien queen then spoke, her voice calm and powerful. We offer the galaxy a chance for peace built on trust, not fear. Our peoples have faced darkness and emerged stronger. Together we can protect what we love and build a future where all species can thrive. As the speeches ended, the council prepared to vote. Outside the chamber, Alex and the queen waited, feeling the weight of the galaxy's future pressing down on them. The vote was close. Each representative cast their decision carefully. Finally, the speaker announced, The Galactic Council recognizes the Pact of Union between the Thalrin and humanity. A wave of relief and joy swept through the room. Applause erupted, and some members embraced, but not all accepted the decision peacefully. Later that night, Alex received a warning message from an unknown source. Beware the shadows that gather. Not all will accept this peace. He showed the message to the Queen, who nodded gravely. Change always comes with resistance. We must be ready. Over the next days, celebrations filled the capital. The Queen and Alex became symbols of hope and unity. New programs were launched to encourage cultural exchanges, scientific cooperation, and joint defenses. Yet behind the scenes, Alex worked with the Thalrin Council and human diplomats to prepare for any threats. Their union made some powerful enemies. One evening, as Alex reviewed security reports, Selra approached him quietly. Captain, your speech moved many, but others will try to undermine this. Stay vigilant. Alex nodded. Thank you. I will. As the sun set over the city, Alex looked out from the palace balcony. The stars twinkled far above, distant yet shining brightly. He thought of the question whispered long ago, the one that started it all. Would you marry someone like me, human? Now, with the pact accepted, Alex knew the answer. It was not just about marriage. It was about hope, trust, and the chance to build something better. Together, they would face the challenges ahead and perhaps change the fate of the stars. The Galactic Council's decision echoed across the stars, a new hope born from the union between Captain Alex Wren and the alien Queen Thal Rin. Yet, as celebrations blossomed across worlds, the shadows of doubt and danger remained. Their future was not guaranteed. There were forces determined to challenge this fragile peace. Alex stood on the balcony of the Thal Rin Sovereign, watching the twin suns set behind the vast city of the Alliance capital. Beside him, the Queen's glowing eyes reflected the fading light. Their hands touched, a quiet promise between two very different beings. "We have come far," Alex said softly. The Queen nodded, but the path ahead is still uncertain. The warning he had received before the council vote was true. Not all accepted the Union. The Krell Dominion, the warlike faction that had threatened their ship before, continued plotting in the shadows. Their leaders saw the pact as a threat to their control. One evening, during a meeting with the Queen and her council, news arrived. A fleet of Krell ships was moving toward the Alliance capital. "An attack?" Alex asked, tension tightening his voice. The Queen's face was serious. "It seems so. They want to test our strength." Alex felt a surge of determination. "We must protect this peace, not with fear, but with courage." The council prepared. Defenses, calling ships from friendly worlds to stand guard. Alex coordinated with Earth's fleet and the Thalrin forces, creating a united front. The day of the attack arrived with heavy clouds covering the sky. The city was on alert, and its citizens stayed safe in shelters. Alex and the Queen stood together on the command bridge of the Sovereign, watching the distant shapes of enemy ships emerging from the darkness of space. "Are you ready?" the Queen asked. Alex smiled, steady and calm. "I am. For us. For all our people." The battle began with sudden bursts of light and sound. The Krell ships fired, but the Alliance fleet moved with precision, protecting the city and each other. Alex piloted a fighter alongside the Queen's elite guards, showing the courage that had earned him respect among many species. But the fight was more than weapons and tactics. It was a test of trust and unity. At one point, a Krell flagship broke through the front line and headed straight for the capital's core. Alex saw it and acted quickly. With the Queen's support, he led a daring strike that disabled the ship's engines, forcing it to retreat. The battle ended after hours of fierce fighting. The Krell Dominion's attack was repelled, but the message was clear. Their peace was fragile. After the victory, the Queen called for a gathering on the central plaza. Thousands gathered, aliens and humans standing side by side. She spoke to the crowd, her voice strong. "Today we faced a test, not just of weapons but of our will to stand together. This union is not only between two individuals, but between many worlds. Together, we are stronger." Alex stepped forward. "We have seen that fear divides us, but trust unites us. Our future depends on the choices we make today and every day." The crowd erupted in cheers. In the following weeks, the alliance grew closer. The Pact of Union was celebrated as a symbol of hope across many planets. Alex and the Queen spent more time together, learning about each other's worlds, dreams, and fears. They talked late into the nights under stars, sharing stories of home and hopes for the future. One evening, the Queen asked quietly, "Alex, do you still wonder about that first question?" He smiled softly. "Yes, I do." She waited. "Would I marry someone like you?" he said, looking into her glowing eyes. "I would marry someone who fights for peace, who holds courage even in fear, who trusts me despite the unknown. I would marry you." The Queen's smile was radiant. "And, hey, you!" Their hands met again, stronger this time, a promise not just of marriage, but of partnership across species and stars. The story of their union spread through the galaxy, inspiring others to reach beyond fear and difference. And in the quiet moments, as the Thalrin sovereign sailed among the stars, Alex and the Queen dreamed together, a future where humans and Thalrin, and many others, stood united, not by power or fear, but by trust, courage, and hope. Their journey had begun with a whispered question. Now it was a song sung across the stars,